Weekly basis, probably 3 to 4 times a week, depending where I go, what I'm doing. And just something, like if you all could like follow me and nobody saw you all and I walk down the street, you would see it. I mean, a lot of times people don't say anything, it's a look, and you feel it.
This is not Selinsgrove Area School District, but I taught in a school district, and it was early on in my career, and it was around Halloween time, and interestingly enough, the kids used to more frequently soap the windows of whomever, residents or what have you, and it just so happened that someone or some people soaped one of the windows to my classroom where I taught. I was on the first floor. And so I came in that morning, I looked, and I went down to the office and got the principal and brought him back and showed it to him. And he got red and flustered, and he said, "That will be off immediately." And he stormed away, and I looked again at the window and just sort of shook my head, because written on the window was Niger. Niger or Niger. And I said, I literally said to myself, I'm gonna have to stay here until they can spell nigger correctly.
I would say a couple of times when I wanted to have repairs done to my house, I got prices that were so high that I know that they were polite enough to let me know by saying a job that was going to cost $3,000, they would say $10,000, and that would be, I guess, a way of saying I don't want to do the job for you. Okay.
I think in some cases it is almost imperceptible.
I was in there with my daughter, who is biracial. She's 10, and one of the women who works in Target came up to her and came up to me and said, "Her skin tone is so pretty," and actually pet her arm. And it made me think. I was actually so stunned I didn't say anything. It just happened really quickly, and then she walked away. And I remember thinking, should I find her and tell her that was inappropriate? Like, what should I do? And I ended up just talking with my daughter about it and asked her how, what did she think about that? She's like, that was really weird. And so, to me, microaggressions are when people kind of unintentionally do something that's almost dehumanizing. Something that you would do, like to someone's pet.
And they asked me what time did I think I was going to get to the room. It was a man and his wife. And he looked at me. I pushed the button at the same time they did. And he said, do you have any idea what time you get to my room? And I said, why would I want to get to your room? And I think his wife realized that I was not the maid, and she punched him. But unfortunately, like most husbands, you all don't stop talking. And he kept talking. And I said, oh my God. And I said, now should I go with this and really hurt his feelings, or should I stop? I said, eeny, meeny, miny, miny, I'll pray about it Sunday. I said, your room? And he said, yeah. I said, you want me to come to your room? And he said, yeah.
It's there, but some people might not want to acknowledge it, but it is clearly there. And it's everywhere. It's in every community. It's in many cases much more subtle.
I said, but what about my demeanor led him to believe I was the maid? And the most obvious thing I could think of is that my skin color.
We're posed all the time. Do your husband work for the prison?
That was the first question.
Do you work at Bucknell? Like, those are the only reasons black people should be out here.
So when my daughter was much younger, this wasn't when we lived here, but someone came up to her dad when they were out and asked what she was mixed with. Other things are, and I haven't had this happen here, but people touching my hair without, asking. So little things like that happen. And I feel like a lot of times I don't even notice them. But when I do, it's like, did that really just happen? Like, does this person really think that that's okay to do?
What the area lacks is diversity, in the sense that the world is changing, and it's almost as if there's still a bubble around this area in terms of diversity, and it needs to be embraced, and the community needs to not fear people who look different, but get to know people